Hi friends. So there are a lot of students who are actually in India who have not studied in proper universities like an IIT or an NIT or something like that. They have studied in these distance learning programs. It's a well recognized degree in India, let's say with IGNU or some other universities, but still they are not recognized by some of the foreign universities. And the big question is whether you can apply or not to German universities. And the hard truth is that it is difficult. So if you go to a consulting firm in, education consulting firm in Delhi or Mumbai or anywhere else, they'll tell you that it's super difficult and you should not apply, and they'll tell you that it's not possible. And the reason why they tell you that it's not possible is because they will not make money out of you. So and the and the true answer is that you can apply and you can actually get through. I know people who have done distance learning degree programs in India and who have been able to go to Germany and study and work there. The path is very difficult, it's not as easy, but it is definitely possible. So there are a couple of things which you need to take care of. First is understand three different words, and these words are the most important words which you will get out of this video. The first is that there is something called Entspricht, that is, let's say, corresponds to. So usually what German universities for masters do is they'll compare your undergrad with your undergrad in India. They'll try and see if, whether there is a matching of undergrad degree or not. And that is why people from IGNU or some of these other distance learning programs face a difficulty. So if it is from an IIT, then it's very easy. They will be directly comparable. So the three words are equivalent to, corresponds to, and conditionally comparable. This is in English, but their words, their categories in German are gleichwertig, entspricht, and bedingt vergleichbar. A lot of Indian consultants, education consultants, do not know about the third category, which is bedingt vergleichbar, which is conditionally comparable. And this is the category which you have to use. If you have studied in not in a full-time program, not in a IIT or an NIT or something like that. So that is the first thing. Remember this word whenever you are, and you can always ask the university directly. You don't need an education consultant. You can even ask me, I'll tell you. So bedingt vergleichbar or conditionally comparable. You have to use the German word if you're talking to the German university. I'll write the German word in the description. So that is point number one. Point number two is that all the universities, let's say there are 500 universities in India, all these universities are categorized as H plus or H minus. And there is a third category, we'll not talk about that. It's irrelevant. So it's a mix of H plus and H minus. So H plus, for example, IGNU is H plus category, means that it is recognized legally in India. IIT is also H plus. So IGNU is treated at the same level as an IIT from an H plus or an H minus perspective. If you are from an H minus university, you should forget about going to Germany that easily. But you are from H plus university like an IGNU, you have a chance. You have a good chance. So remember these two, H plus, that describes the recognition, the legal recognition in India, and these categories are defined by the German government. Then the comparability. So how do you compare a German university to an Indian university? Then there are three categories. So equivalent to, gleichwertig, entspricht. So these two are not important for you, the people who are from these distance learning programs. What is important for you is conditionally comparable or bedingt vergelijkbaar. It basically means that there are differences to corresponding German educational qualification. For example, you completed a degree in India at the university level, but it's only offered in Germany in vocational schools. So Germany has a system of vocational schools. It is a different system. So don't give up your hopes to go to Germany and study if you have done a degree in India primarily through distance education. Distance education is also a very good form of education. I was lucky enough to be in an IIT, and that is recognized as gleichwertig or at the same level as German universities. So that is maybe 1 in 100 cases or 5 in 100 cases. But it doesn't mean that only people from IIT or NIT or top universities can go and study in Germany. Anybody can study. So don't give up your hopes. If you have questions, just let me know. I wanted to make this video short just to tell you that it is possible. The study consultants, typically, they will charge you heavy fees. And in most cases, they will tell you that it's not possible. However, it is possible if you try properly. And another thing which is important is that you should definitely to B1, at least a B1 level of German. And without that, you should just not go there, because you will not be able to find a job or do anything productive. So if you're going to Germany, at least ensure that you have finished B1 level of German. And it is not very difficult. A lot of online sources, a lot of online exams possible. And so learn German B1, don't give up your hopes, and remember these words H plus and bedingt vergleichbar. Okay, and just let me know in the comments if you have questions, or just approach me directly on WhatsApp. Bye bye.